Thanks a lot for coming in. Good morning. Happy to be here.
Something about this community appeals to you?
This is a wonderful place to live.
For Kelowna Now, this is Camp Mulgat.
And we're joined by Nikki Csek, the new president of the Kelowna Chamber of Commerce, and full disclosure, also the CEO of Csek Creative, which is the sister company of Kelowna Now. So now that we got that formality out of the way, let's talk about this AGM. So the Kelowna Chamber went down there with all kinds of policy initiatives, 8 of them. And you're telling me that every single one of them was accepted by the 400 people there?
Absolutely.
So what is the starring policy initiative in your mind? What did you like about most on that list of 8?
So the one that I found the most interesting was the crush and credit policy. So that one was brought forward by my predecessor, Carmen Sparg, past president last year, or president last year, past president this year. She identified through just a policy forum that we held at the Chamber. We had a number of businesses come into a room and tell us some of the challenges that they're having in business and some opportunities that they think we as a Chamber could carry forward and affect change. And that one came to light, and Carmen did research with Carolyn Miller, our policy analyst, and they were able to put together a potential policy that is reverse vending machines. So you have these vending machines in private businesses, and you come in and put your recyclables inside the machine.
You put your empties in.
Yeah.
And you get
glass,
the deposit
plastic
back
into your bank account.
And
Deposit it to your bank account.
does this exist anywhere on the planet, or is this just a brand new idea as far as you know?
It's not a brand new idea. I know it does exist. I don't know if it exists in Canada.
Right, okay. So the idea is to put the recycling task into the hands of the private sector? Is that sort of part of this?
And I think to make it more incentivized and easier for people to do the recycling.
Right. So it might be, in order to make that viable, that the deposit has to be bigger or something.
Yeah, and that was one of the recommendations within the policy, that we look at what that deposit fee is back, or that the industry looks at what that deposit fee is.
So
currently.
do more to incentivize in general recycling, whether it's that kind of machine you're talking about or some or other things as well, to get the private sector more involved, to improve our recycling.
Yeah.
Already we do hear about garbage and recyclables winding up in other countries, and the market for recyclables not being that great. So it is an area that needs some work. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there were 8, as we mentioned. Some of the other things on this list: aviation. You want what does the Chamber want? So is it aviation education?
So it's an aerospace innovation cluster. So we know that we have pilot shortages, and we want to try and ensure we can get government support to put programs into educating for and training for pilot shortages.
Okay. And also, and so that one got approved as well, all 8. You guys were 8 for 8.
We were.
What else is on this list here? You'd like to see more streamlined transition of people and goods across the border.
That was also one of the policies. So again, looking at the regional transportation of goods and services, cargo across the border.
So you guys get together and you come up with a list of policy initiatives for the BC Chamber, about 40 or so every year. And so does it really add up to anything? I mean, it's a wish list, isn't it?
Sure, it is a wish list, but it is an informed wish list. So if you take a look at the process leading up to the development of the policies or the research of the policies, we have a policy advisory group that meets with the chambers across the region, and we're coming together again to share resources on ideas and challenges that each of the chambers are having in the region, and seeing how together we can form or recommend policies that will change legislation and make a difference and make it positive for business.
Right. And I think the other thing that comes together there, regardless of how many of those policy initiatives move forward in some way. I guess just as a group, members of the chamber are able to discuss all of the issues that are motivating them and get a better sense of sort of where you're at and what you should be lobbying for.
Kent, I can tell you, I've been around the chamber. 2002 to 2005, I sat on the board, and then I've been back at the board since 2015. And I've always we have different committees in the chamber, and I have not myself participated on the policy committee. Certainly wish I had. I didn't know that policy could be exciting, and
Right.
It was absolutely exciting to go into a room with 400 other people and very formal. I mean, we've got 4 mics up there. We've got 79, actually I think it ended up being 81 policies that were brought forward, and there's an official committee that sits at the front with their
Right.
microphones, and it's very very correct in how
Yeah.
things are presented. But to actually watch that was absolutely fascinating to me.
Right.
But the one thing that I will say, and I'm always proud of Kelowna and the level of people and passion that comes out of the city. I know many times Kelowna is cited for different things. We've got fundraising that we do unlike others. We bring forward ideas that change cities and that move things. We're always looked to regionally and across Canada as a leader in some way or shape or form. When we would take that mic at the BC Chamber AGM, there is a respect for Kelowna, and we did bring forward more policies than
Yeah.
others.
It does seem like a lot to come in there with 8. How many cities are represented at that chamber?
All BC chambers.
If everyone had 8, the meeting would still be going on.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness they do not. Yeah.
Right. So obviously, your chamber members here, they're active on a lot of fronts.
Very active. And that certainly is a credit to the staffing that we have. Our staff at the chamber, they're strong. We've got policy analysts. Most chambers don't have that. We have a really good backing at the
Right.
chamber, so it makes volunteering very easy.
So you're a few months in now to the
I am.
presidency of the chamber. How do you like it so far? Are you enjoying it?
I am.
It always surprises me that people as busy as you are running a company that you already run are willing to take all of that on. Doesn't it interfere with all the other work that you have to do anyway?
Interfere might not be the word that I would choose, but it absolutely is a whole new world of busy.
Yes.
And again, I'm fortunate that I have an amazing team around me at the
Right.
office here that I'm able to do it. But that's one of the things that I'm looking at, hoping to leave behind sort of a documentation or a process system understanding of sort of the large amount that comes at you. So just trying to disseminate those tasks throughout the executive in a better way, so it's there's more appetite for others to come on and take it, because you do need a strong support network around you to take it on. It's a big task.
And I would think that anyone who's in any kind of business that involves other businesses, it just never hurts to get to know the other businesses in your community the way you would through the chamber.
I tell staff constantly here, it is, if I could send a message back to my younger self, I would have done this sooner. I would have stepped up sooner to be able to sit elbow to elbow with elected officials at tables and have conversations around some of the things that we're challenged with in business, and to be able to actually deliver that, be heard, have conversations back, and an opportunity to affect change. That is powerful. But the other piece of it that I'm really excited about is the wisdom at the tables that I'm sitting at. So I'm getting to meet businesses that I would not
Right.
normally meet within the community, and wish I had done it sooner.
And talking to other business people who have had great success,
Yeah.
maybe using things you've never thought of. So
Absolutely.
fantastic. Thanks.
Thanks.
Great chatting with you.
Thanks,
And
Ken.
thank you for watching Kelowna Now.